Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to the video. There's another paid request, this time for Brian. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for Brian, and I believe he mentioned it's for his birthday. He didn't mention when his birthday was, but happy birthday or belated birthday. But he sent in a paid request for me to do a commentary for the first SpongeBob SquarePants movie. So I will do my best. Again, for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So while I get this set up, before I start, I will say I'm not the most familiar with SpongeBob SquarePants, the character, meaning I know of the show. I have seen the first movie, and I liked it. I liked the first movie. I thought for a kids' film it was rather fun, inventive, creative. It definitely has that early Ren and Stimpy feel. I mean, it's not as gross as Ren and Stimpy, especially the later Ren and Stimpy, where they try to do the uncut, which that was terrible. But even like the early Ren and Stimpy, where there were moments they try to be a bit more gross. But I still liked the old Ren and Stimpy, despite the creator being a creep, which I'm not going to get into that. But I just mean some of the quirky creativity that's employed. And I didn't grow up with Nickelodeon, but my aunt would send us tapes of Nickelodeon shows or other shows, because we didn't have that type of cable when I was a kid. We only had like 4 channels: ABC, CBS, PBS, and another form of CBS. But shit, what was I going to say? Well, anyway, let's get into it. Thank you once again, Brian. Take care. Well, I'm not leaving yet. Uh, let's get to it. I don't know why I'm discombobulating. Pause near the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. With the Nickelodeon bits here. Nickelodeon movies. And we're getting to presents, and we're getting to, I believe it's Pirate Ship. And the pirates are looking for treasure, and that's when they find the tickets to SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie. So a bit of that, breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, there's a pirate looking over. It reminds me of, what was it? I want to say it was Amazon Women on the Moon, where you have these pirates, but they're pirates, like video pirates, look at the bootleg and copy movies. Like, you can't shrug off the animation. The animation is pretty good, and even though this is meant for kids, it doesn't make it cringeworthy for an adult to watch. That's what I remember about this, where I guess in a weird way you just say it doesn't talk down to the audience. It doesn't make the audience feel like they're stupid just because it's a kid's film. And maybe the show is like that as well, and that's why people enjoy it. Because again, I didn't watch the show. I can only take it from people's perspective, but like you're talking about the theme song, it's a bit catchy. If you wonder what I'm typing, I'm trying to see if I can find any trivia for the film. Because I didn't grow up with the movie. I've seen this maybe once or twice. How the movie theater, yeah, that movie theater would be empty now. They're like, I'm not going to go to a theater because the pandemic, or it would be the pirate bootlegs. See, sailing the seas with Jack Sparrow, called the Pirate to the Bay. The Krusty Krab restaurant. Oh yeah, this is a dream sequence where SpongeBob kind of imagines himself as an action hero, but also he wants to get this job, and he thinks it's going to be his day. He's going to get the promotion. But it's kind of a fun idea. This is playing off like a typical cop movie, going for to disarm a bomb. Only this is for little kids. There's no cheese on the hamburger, which I'd be freaked out too, because that's one of the only things I want on my hamburger. Yes, I am one of those guys that if I did a hamburger, it's either a plain burger or just the burger and cheese. That's it. All these like different angles and building up to it. Again, definitely hard work into this animation for such a silly, goofy idea, but I think that's maybe, it seems like that's the charm a lot of people find for this. Time to wake up with Folgers in your cup. And also creativity of like what would it be for these characters to live under the sea. By the way, if you're a fan, Brian, of this movie, I recommend on YouTube, because I was looking up some info before at least a little bit, there's something called, actually let me get the title for it. Rehydrated. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie Rehydrated. I would recommend you give that a watch. It's for free on YouTube. They redo the entire film, but they add their own animation, and each scene is like different types of animation, and they add all this other new stuff to it. If you're a fan of the film, that might be a different, unique way to watching it. You tell a lot of fans put their heart into it. I think they use the audio from the movie, but they do all their own types of animation. Which is interesting. I can't really be that surprised. I'd be pissed off too if someone's like in my shower trying to scrub my back without my permission. Now we have Patrick, which I remember watches going, wait, I know I recognize that voice. Is the voice in, have you ever seen The Stand from the 90s? He's in that movie. He's also in the TV show Coach with Craig T. Nelson. Usually in films he's cast as the big dumb guy. Again, he's a guy hanging out with Rob Lowe in the Stand miniseries back in the 90s. And again, he's in the TV show Coach with Pretty Nelson. He's the voice of Patrick. And that Goofy Goober song, I realized I heard that song way before knowing what the hell it was. Because I used to watch this guy. I liked a lot of his stuff. Markiplier. A lot of people don't like him. I like him. And he seems like a nice guy. And I liked a lot of his videos. Early on, he did a video with his friends. You're Goofy Goober, yeah. I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought it was something they made up. But I didn't realize it was from this. SpongeBob. This little pickle-looking asshole. I know there's also like video games. There's some people have done like SpongeBob with these environments. The Chum Bucket. That's in the vein of Five Nights at Freddy's. So I guess if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan of those video games, like the way they're done, and you like SpongeBob, you can always play those games. So looking through trivia, apparently this was intended to be the series finale, but the show was renewed for a fourth season due to the film's success and the show's popularity. Interesting. The original cover plot of the film had SpongeBob going to rescue Patrick from a fisherman in Florida. This was an obvious reference to Finding Nemo and was later revealed by Tom Kenny to be just a joke plot which he made up to keep the fans busy. This is the final Nickelodeon animated movie to be released on VHS. David Hasselhoff does appear later in the film. This was written before the actor was even approached. He readily agreed without reading the script, largely at the behest of his daughters. That stream is what makes it funny. Plankton is his name, yeah. I'm sorry, it's just that scream is what made that funny. He's like, he's trying to wipe it off his shoes, like, ah! I think this is Clancy Brown as his crab. I want to say that's who it is. But yeah, Tom Kenny is the voice of SpongeBob. Clancy Brown, yeah, voices Mr. Krabs. Bill, I can't pronounce the last name. Fagerbakke. He's Patrick. He was on Coach and The Stand. I guess it's still going on because this says up until 2022. So yeah, it's still going on. Just looking over here. 1999 to 2022. Over 280 episodes so far. So, yeah. Afterwards, there's been SpongeBob video games, ton of stuff. Well, Squidward is more of an asshole. Fuck Squidward. Also, the other thing I reacted to, because I think I reviewed the film, and the other thing was a guy did a fan film. Yeah, low budget animation, but it was kind of fun. It was like a zombie apocalypse, and SpongeBob's like kicking a lot of ass. I forget what it was called. I would say quit that fucking job and go somewhere else. Not quite, Patrick. They were scared of your ass. They ran away from seeing your bare ass. That's why they ran away. Put some fucking pants on, dude. So this was the last traditionally animated film from Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon Movies until its successor, the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water in 2015, which was released 11 years later. I forgot Al Baldwin was in this. Took on the role of Dennis because his kids were fans. Motorhead went to the studios to record a child-friendly version of their number "You Better Run" for the film called "You Better Swim." The fact you got Motorhead in here, I did, is just kind of surprising, but it's a nice bonus. I guess some people consider this the final episode, and that any episodes movie before or after the release fall in between the first episode and this one. I guess people assume this is the final, no matter what, this is the final one. I mean, I guess if they enjoy that much, why not go for it? Apparently, there's a big Burger King promotion. Nearly 5,000 giant inflatable SpongeBobs were ordered to sit on top of Burger King restaurants as part of the movie campaign. And in November, apparently a lot of them were stolen, reported in 10 states. The chief marketing officer of Burger King was quoted as saying that they don't know the motives behind many of the apparent thievery. They have received a ransom note in the state of Minnesota that read, "We have SpongeBob, give us 10 Krabby Patties, fries, and milkshakes." Burger King even offered a reward of a year's supply of Whoppers paid in burger bucks to anyone who had information leading to the safe return of the inflatable. Some of the inflatables were eventually returned, however, others showed up online selling for as much as $1,000 on eBay. Two people, Stephen Simon and Conrad McCure, were arrested for stealing one of these inflatables while they faced a $500 fine and up to 18 months in jail. Simon was quoted as saying he was proud of what he did. As a result of these crimes, when Burger King released Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith toys, they were jokingly escorted by stormtroopers to safeguard the delivery to a Burger King in North Hollywood. Well, trust me, there's a lot of people who complain they don't get their toys from their Happy Meals. There are some grown up adults that do get Happy Meal toys and get pissed when they don't get the toy. I'm like, that's meant for little kids, right? But that's something that happens. And of course, this is meant to mimic getting drunk on alcohol, but you don't want to show that for kids, so they get drunk from ice cream. They get ice brain freeze. Again, that's kind of the inventive way of how do we showcase it when I don't show alcohol to these little kids, but how do we showcase they're out of it? Oh, brain freeze with ice cream. Like adults get the idea what's going on, but kids can just watch it as is. Oh, they ate too much ice cream. So it works on both fronts. That's how you do it more creative and more inventive. Sorry, now I'm just watching the film. I didn't realize that. I forgot Scarlett Johansson's in the movie. I guess because she's a big fan of cartoons, especially the Ren and Stimpy show. Yeah, I guess that is Scarlett Johansson. Sad she has more emotion here than she does as Black Widow. Fucking $109 for a burger? That burger better blow me for $109. The screenplay was written over a period of 3 months. Hmm. Yeah, sorry, I'm not saying anything because I don't know what to say during this. Pretty much the teen, you stole my crown, your ass is grass. This is a better movie involving a crown than Black Adam. I'll say that. You just fucked him over promotion. You thought he was going to be your godsend? Let's see. So I looked into the trivia to see what we got here. Plankton's personality is darker compared to how he was shown in the show. Considered by some fans to be the darkest film of the trilogy. Huh. Well, I guess there is that scene where him and Patrick get dried up and seemingly dead. So, which I'm like, wow, that was surprising that they did that. Granted, not for long, but the fact they did in the first place, I'm like, well, that's interesting. There's like his bald head. It's like, oh, my eyes, my eyes. Of course, this is also a plot where SpongeBob is going to prove his worth. He's not just a kid. Let's see. Yeah, Alec Baldwin's Dennis, Scarlett Johansson's Princess Mindy, Jeffrey Tambor. I thought he sounded familiar as the teen here. Jeffrey Tambor's been a lot of stuff. I mean, he was on the Larry Sanders Show, Arrested Development, Al Pacino film Injustice for All, which I really enjoyed. He was in There's Something About Mary. He was in, I think, some of the Hanover films. I remember he had a big role at the beginning of City Slickers. Like I said, he's been in a lot of stuff. And yeah, Jeffrey Tambor, I know he was accused of what sexual misconduct, but I know the guy denies it, and I don't know unless I know see proof. So who knows about all that? Calm down, Patrick. Calm down. Nowadays, that'd probably be called harassment because Patrick has a crush on her. That'd be called harassment. So Nickelodeon Paramount Pictures have approached series creator Steven Hillenburg for a film based on the show, but he refused for more than a year. To do a 75-minute movie about SpongeBob wanting to make some jellyfish jelly would be a mistake. I think this had to be a SpongeBob and a great adventure. That's where the comedy's coming from. Having these two naive characters, a doofus and an idiot, on this incredibly dangerous, heroic odyssey with all the odds against them. At the beginning of the series, the creators screened a number of silent shorts from Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, and Buster Keaton, and work by two modern actors, Jerry Lewis and Pee Wee Herman, both obvious inspirations for SpongeBob. When the film was completed, the creator wanted to end the series so it would not jump the shark. However, Nickelodeon desired more episodes. Well, there was more concern when we did the movie that the show had peaked. There were concerns among executives at Nickelodeon. As a result, the guy resigned, can't even say the word, resigned as showrunner, appointing writer, director, and storyboard artist Paul Tibbitt to succeed him. While the guy no longer directly ran the show on a day-to-day basis, he reviewed each episode and submitted suggestions. The county line. These two damn rednecks won't leave him alone. So this came out November 2004. And yeah, it did very well at the box office. Did fairly well. Earned $85 million in the U.S., made $140 million worldwide on like a $30 million budget. Wow, I only got 68% Rotten Tomatoes. I'm surprised. I figured it would get a bit higher. Dan, just not the smartest, not the brightest bulbs. But I just that naive quality helped them get through this adventure. It says here, many fans believe that the TV had declined quality since the film's release. Those aired after the film have been called kid-pandering, attention-wasters, tedious, boring, direct, depressing plateau mediocrity, and laugh skimpy. After the film's release, fans began to turn away from the show, causing fanbase to become deserted. Some fans believe that the show's 2012 ratings decline correlates with the decline in quality. Whatever fan support the show enjoys is not enough to save it from a slide in ratings. Well, again, if the show's still going after 280 episodes, well, I guess, what am I talking about? That's kind of like the Simpsons. Well, I mean, I don't know anything about that, so that's up to you people out there. Do you feel it went down in quality after this? So yeah, there were two more movies, SpongeBob, Sponge Out of the Water in 2015, and then Sponge on the Run in 2020. There's been a lot of video games, comic books, musical numbers, attractions. So I just do rides. And again, this, yeah, 200 and, well, this is 278 episodes. Others say over 280 episodes. So apparently in 2005 there was a religious group attacking the show, saying that SpongeBob was gay and advocates homosexuality, and the creator's like, no, he's asexual. He's a sponge. And people were like upset that this people were bringing this sexual stuff up because it's a kids cartoon. A 2011 study conducted at the University of Virginia, published in the journal Pediatrics, suggested that allowing preschool-aged audiences to watch the series caused short-term disruptions in mental function and attention span because of frequent shot changes, compared to control groups watching Kailu and drawing pictures. The children who watched the cartoon were operating at half the capacity compared to other children. In 2019, University of Washington professor Holly M. Barker stated that the show promotes violent and racist colonialism, since Bikini Bottom is named after Bikini Atoll, a place where natives were resettled by the U.S. government for nuclear testing. Barker also pointed out that cultural appropriation of Pacific culture in the show. Because of such content, children have become acculturated in ideology that includes the U.S. character SpongeBob residing on other people's homeland. Oh my fucking god. Encyclopedia SpongeBobia, a fandom-hosted wiki, said that many fans felt the series had jumped the shark following the release of this movie, and that online fans had become deserted. As of 2011, episodes produced since the first have been variously categorized by DVD Talk and DVD Verdict as tedious, boring, and direct. In 2018, Vulture noted that the most popular online memes of the series focused on episodes from the first 3 seasons. It leaned hard into kid-friendly physical humor and gross-out moments that appealed to no one in particular. Nickelodeon faced criticism from fans and former staff like Paul Tibbitt when the network greenlit spin-offs after the death of Hillenburg, who had previously expressed hesitation to deriving from the parent series. The show is about SpongeBob, he's the core element, and it's about how he relates to other characters. Patrick by himself might be a bit too much, so I don't see any spin-offs. But yeah, they did. So yeah, the guy died, and then Nickelodeon's like, how do we get more money? Spin-offs. Man. Sorry, I haven't talked much about the film. This is another fun moment, being in this bar and having to fight not singing this song. And then these different types of animation during this almost breaking. The different angles, the uses of color. Oh shit. Yeah, they barely got out of there. Fuck you, Squidward. Fucking dick. Should be flushed down the fucking toilet. And I didn't realize the creator passed away. I just passed by that. Yeah, sadly, he passed away 57 years old. Only 57. Wow. That's too bad. ALS. Oh, man. Neurodegenerative disease that affects the motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord. Uh, November 2018 at the age of 57 due to the disease. In 2019, a spin-off, SpongeBob SquarePants Camp Coral, began production featuring younger versions of the characters attending summer camp. Former showrunner Paul Dibbett stated the creator would have disliked this idea, saying, Steve would always say to me, you know, one of these days they don't want to make SpongeBob babies. That's why I'm out of here. Dibbett also released a statement saying, I do not mean any disrespect to my colleagues who worked on the show, but they all know full well Steve would have hated this. Interesting different vistas in this as well, especially this wasteland. Well, I guess that's another thing about the darkness. Like all these damn skeletons and bones and dead bodies. Fucking Terminator land. Skynet's been here. Again, as the naivest can be like, nothing's gonna go wrong here. What could go wrong here? The trap has been set. I guess everybody like. Well, I don't know if everybody likes ice cream. A lot of people like ice cream. That reminds me, off tangent, I haven't had an ice cream cone in forever, man. Next time I go to McDonald's, I'm going to get a vanilla ice cream cone. Again, it's been forever since I've had that. That or a milkshake, like a vanilla milkshake, because I haven't had that in forever. I don't know why this bounty hunter thing reminds me of Raising Arizona, the Randall Cobb bounty hunter from that. I don't know why, it reminds me of that. I would not be surprised if Raising Arizona came up in some kind of way during this film. Knocked him right the fuck out. Sayonara, pal. How about not say we did? Mr. Yeah, Mr. Whiskers, yeah, fuck that. Talk about a close call. Okay, you go first. Like I said, I'm not sure what to say because I didn't grow with the show and I didn't grow with this movie. Like I said, I saw it one time, so I'm not as familiar with it as others. Which I know is crazy to people because this became like a big deal, SpongeBob. I mean, probably you would say at this point is the face of Nickelodeon. Like, if there's a one character that would be the face of Nickelodeon, you would probably say it would be SpongeBob. Where the fuck were you at, princess? Like, that's a joke that kind of. Did you see my underwear? No. Did you want to? Like, that's a joke that might pass by kids, and. But as adults, fuck this shit. Yeah, Sandy and other characters, I think they're pretty popular on the show. They're not really utilized much in the movie. I wonder. I guess the reason being is the focus made on these two main characters. Okay, that wasn't really the most convincing voice acting by Scarlett Johansson. You just gotta believe. Sorry. So yeah, apparently there's a lot of comic books, including published by Nickelodeon Magazine. I say apparently there's 2 films after this. Sponge Out of the Water, 2015. And let me have a check. Like, how much was this film? How much did it cost? Yeah, they say 30 million, and the sequel, I guess, cost double. Let me see. How much did the second film make? 162 million North America and over 300 million worldwide. Damn. Second highest grossing film based on an anime TV show behind the Simpsons movie. Deadline Hollywood calculated the net profit to be about 100 million. Wow. Now the yeah, pretty much tricked their ass saying you got the Tom Selleck mustache. Now you're men. Let's see, what about the third film, Sponge on the Run? That came out 2020. See, how much money did that make? Let's see. That made... Didn't look like it. Oh, because of the pandemic, I guess it didn't really get much of a release in theaters, so they didn't really make any money in theaters. So pretty much, other than being, yeah, apparently didn't get to do much in terms of box office because of that. Apparently, in the third one, you have Aquafina, Keanu Reeves, Snoop Dogg, Danny Trejo, and Tiffany Haddish in the voice cast. Almost right out of his ass. Pretty much being absolutely fearless going over these obstacles. I would say the music itself is catchy enough to make it enjoyable. This little slap music thing. Pressing the monsters enough. Are they like, are these guys high? I don't know if I want to eat these. These guys look like they took a lot of LSD or PCP or something. It does have a charming quality to it. There's really not much to get that mad about. It goes at a good pace. It has a nice charm to it. The animation is colorful, exuberant. I guess those Okay, I guess it's supposed to be Alec Baldwin. I didn't really recognize it as Alec Baldwin's voice, but they kind of like altered it a little bit. Weird ass sound effect. So apparently there's a ride called SpongeBob SquarePants 4D. Cell shaded 4D film simulator ride based on the show. It could be found at many aquariums and theme parks across the world. Motion simulator with a 3D movie. The effects on the ride vary at different parts. Water spray, bubbles, wind, light, particular smoke, and smells are usually found. Never took part in a 4D experience. It sounds like a fun time though. Apparently locations. Open and running. Little Science Center, Newcastle upon Tyne. Museum of Science, Boston. Mystic Aquarium. North Carolina Zoo. Riverbank Zoo. Closed, replaced, or canceled. Adventure Aquarium. Replaced with SpongeBob SquarePants 4D, The Great Jelly Rescue. Let's see. Yeah, some of them are defunct. Some of them were replaced. Like, one was replaced with Wonder Woman 4D. One was replaced by Happy Feet the Ride. Very interesting design. I mean, we all know it's the... Reminds you of Scooby-Doo. I forgot what episode that's called. That someone has that same diver outfit. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me of. Ghost of Captain Cutler, that's what it is. Deep sea diving suit. Ghost of Captain Cutler, that's what it reminds me of. I think the episode name was a clue for Scooby-Doo. I think that's the name of the episode, but it's supposed to be the Ghost of Captain Cutler, the character. Yeah, this is where you get to kind of the darker part of the movie. Being this aquarium and then just... I'll be right back. Sorry I had to do something real quick, but I've been paused and going back. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Pretty much we're in the aquarium. They're trying to wave to the fish, but realize they're all dead and dried up. But yeah, I can see why, like, this scene alone, that is the Ghost of Captain Cutler. But people, I have to wonder what kids felt during this whole sequence. How freaked out they were, especially when the apparent death of SpongeBob and Patrick. Like the way they're dried up and all that jazz. Like I say, it does make me wonder. Just how freaked out kids were at this point. And there are, I mean, people that do this with fish life, like they make these type of decorations. You probably find a lot of them in California and Florida. A lot of these type of knickknacks. You know, they get stuff from the sea, from the water, sell them in these shops by the beach. But yeah, I mean, this pretty much showcases these two characters dying, drying up, and that's what I mean. It's pretty ballsy, I would say, and pretty pushing a bit of the envelope in doing that. I mean, you don't normally think you don't have a Nickelodeon movie and have your characters die in it. Can you imagine if that was the end of the movie, though? I mean, I know they make the joke of it because the movie's over and the pirates are like pissed off and stuff. That's what the crowd would have been. Kids would have been traumatized. I wonder if there are kids that did get traumatized watching this. Like, what? SpongeBob dead? They're watching the character they enjoyed die in front of them. There's the crown. Those tears don't come into play a bit for their escape. But I would say at least it's pretty ballsy, and I just see people kind of tearing up, even though it's a silly kids cartoon. But people, yeah, these two characters getting through their death together, happy and singing to the end. And people booing the screen. I wouldn't be crying, I'd be booing. Be like, fuck this stupid, fuck your Alien 3 bullshit. Of course, they do that all the time now. They kill off characters. It was ahead of the game killing off characters. But at least this fixes its own problem in the middle of the movie. And also, it kind of works for kids as well, where if they feel depressed by the other animals, they come back to life too. Also gets into this weird logic, like, wait a minute, if they come back to life, can't anybody else? And the other people do as well. Like I said, Brian, if you like this movie that much, definitely check out the rehydrated fan edit. Like I said, it's the same audio, but it's like on all these different types of like video game and very like almost a Adult Swim. Very creative, like the different types of animation they put into it. Because I remember when I reviewed it, I looked up some info and it's still up. I think you'd get a kick out of that. Now, tip the shit out, Captain Cutler. I don't know why he's wearing the diving suit up here in the way he doesn't need it, but he's doing it. I just need to make him look more like a monster, of course. That's why I took the show. Time to get the fuck out of here. That's probably the closest I could say that a fart joke becomes actually kind of clever. Well, too late is gone now. But this is where we're going to get the David Hasselhoff stuff in it. Maybe, I mean, I don't know why. I know he was doing cameos before this, but it seemed like after this when you saw a lot more David Hasselhoff doing cameos for stuff. Maybe it was just me. Maybe he was doing stuff. I know he did stuff before, but it seemed like after this is when you saw a lot more of that. Now I know they actually did make an actual Hasselhoff body for this, like a larger than life replica of it. A 750-pound, 12-foot replica of Hasselhoff. The $100,000 replica was kept at Hasselhoff's home. He said, "It freaked me out because it was so lifelike with teeth. When you touch it, it feels like real skin." At the completion of filming, Hasselhoff said, "That's ridiculously awesome. What are you going to do with it?" Asked by the crew if he wanted to keep it, he answered, sure, okay." Hasselhoff filmed in cold water where he was pulled by a sled 9 yards across the sea. Cold but a lot of fun. In 2014, Hasselhoff offered the replica up for auction with other memorabilia collected during his career. Julian's Auctions handled the item sale. Expected to bring 20 to 30,000. Ultimately, Hasselhoff pulled the item just a few days before the auction, so I guess he wanted to keep it. Or it didn't get as much money as he hoped it would. So apparently there's some deleted scenes including SpongeBob and Patrick meeting with Sandy, the squirrel, on the surface after the escape from Shell City. The squirrel is pursued by black-suited exterminators and defends herself with acorns. She informs SpongeBob and Patrick that they can return the Bikini Bottom by taking a bus at the beach. The idea was later used for the second film, where Sandy became a giant, realistic squirrel. Come on, Bowen, don't shoot anyone on this movie. Surprise, Al Bowen didn't shoot SpongeBob in this movie. He's known for shooting people. It's such a ridiculous, quirky idea to be riding on David Hasselhoff, who's acting like a torpedo, like a boat. You either chuckle at the ridiculousness or you just don't like it. There you go. The film was released on VHS DVD on March 1st, 2005 in wide and full screen editions. VHS release is known for being the last animated film by Nickelodeon Pictures to be released on VHS. DVD special features an 18-minute featurette, 15-minute featurette, 20-minute animated segment. 7-Eleven served a limited edition Under the Sea Pineapple Slurpee in March 2005. Ew, pineapple Slurpee? Released as a Blu-ray DVD combo pack in March 2011. Re-released on DVD and Blu-ray December 2014. So this is some people that didn't like the film. Slate magazine criticized the film's plot, calling it a big, heavy anchor of a story structure to weigh him down. USA Today says, harmlessly off the cuff, but facing far more pedigree multiplex competition, SpongeBob barely rates as okay when compared with The Incredibles. Well, I'll be honest, I get that, but I have more fun with this than The Incredibles. I'll be honest with that. And I'm not even like a SpongeBob, like grew up with it type of guy. I'm just saying this is more quick, fun, and quirky than that one. Anything expecting anything more risky will be sadly disappointed. What's more risky than having the characters fucking die in front of people and stuff? Todd McCarthy said it takes on rather too much water during its extended feature-length submersion. Well, it's not that long of a film. It's not even... It's like an hour and 20-some minutes. This is when we get the final battle. Which pretty much that song, I Wanna Rock, but done in the SpongeBob way. But you did cheat. And of course you have your character rise up to the occasion and finally get his great moment to shine. Might seem typical, but sort of that be proud of who you are, don't try to change for anybody type of mentality. Like I said, I do like the song. Obviously done as a kid version, and Just people hyped for it. Well, I see the ambition and creativity, and it's infectious. And it's sort of like the Devo glasses. It's a bit weird seeing Patrick in like fishnets. That's a bit weird. Speak in tongues now. Rock. At least he gave credit to his dance scenes. The power of rock and roll. Can't go wrong having a movie end with a good, rock song. That could always help quite a bit. The power of rock will consume you. I want to rock. But even if you somewhat even just somewhat like the character, it's a nice satisfying moment. Him getting his big old time to shine, be the big hero of the day. Like the voice actors commit to what they're doing. The movie is fast paced. And just, it's a fun, quirky movie. Just did run over again and again and again. Yep, one big funny joke. Yeah, don't destroy yourself. Yeah, that would help a little bit. So apparently you have 14 seasons it's on. 3 feature films, 2 spin-off series. February 2022 said 4 additional films are planned, 3 character spin-offs and a new theatrical SpongeBob film. And the 3 character spin-offs will be for Paramount Plus. Which a lot of Nickelodeon stuff is going to Paramount Plus. Like Beavis and Butthead, the new show was put on Paramount Plus among others. It's won 6 Annie Awards, 8 Golden Reel Awards, 4 Emmy Awards, 19 Kids' Choice Awards, 2 BAFTA Children's Awards, a Broadway musical based on it opened 2017 to critical acclaim. On June 4, 2013, Viacom announced a multi-year licensing agreement which will move its programs such as SpongeBob and Dora to Amazon.com. Because I guess it used to be with Netflix. Amazon agreed to pay more than $200 million to Viacom for the license, its largest subscription streaming transaction ever. At least at the time. And I like that as well. They play off the, oh yeah, he learned his lesson. It's like, fuck that. No, I want my goddamn, movie. I mean, movie. I want this damn job. It's what I wanted in the first place. So I like that they kept that consistency. They didn't just change it just for, oh yeah, he learned his lesson. He didn't really need the job. You need it more than me. It's like, no, screw that. I'm gonna take it. Fuck yeah. I'm the manager now. Kiss my ass, He didn't say all that, but. And the movie's over already. I mean, like I say, it's very quick, very fast paced, in and out. Fun. Creative and fun. Nothing to get bored about, nothing that cringeworthy about it. Surprisingly, not a lot of like gross out gags and jokes of that nature. There's a few jokes that go under the radar for kids. Like, did you see me on my underwear? Did you want to? That type of stuff. SpongeBob got his manager position and got to save the whole town, got to be the hero of the day. I do see why, fans would want to think of this as the last episode. Which is a nice, satisfying conclusion. Which is just what some people actually want that with their characters. I know it's like, well, that's not real life. Well, you know what? Sometimes, you can get a decent happy ending in real life. There's also that, too. That's also real life, too. Just saying. But yeah, thanks once again, Brian. It was nice to go into this and learn a bit more about SpongeBob. Rest in peace to the creator of the show. Sad that he passed away. I didn't know from ALS. That's too bad. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Sorry if it was a bit of a boring commentary. I was doing my best. But thanks once again, Brian. Happy birthday to you, or belated birthday, or whatever your birthday is. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.